Hello, people of the world. It's MP3, and we're doing this again. I've had an idea recently of kind of talking about YouTube. We're gonna get a little meta, just because I feel like I'm a bit qualified, having been on here for 9 years, to give a subjective, humble, and affordable perspective on this whole thing. Coming up with content is kind of difficult depending on what you're doing. For the majority of my channel and my time on it, I've done vlogs, which doesn't really require me to come up with content. I still have to produce it and edit it and whatever, but I kind of just record my life happening. There's been ideas that I've had of documentary type things, which I've done a little bit here and there, going out on the streets and talking to people, but that requires a crew, and that doesn't necessarily mean hiring anyone, but having friends that will come along with you to shoot these things. Finding help in creating content can be a little difficult, especially if you don't have a circle of people who are interested in doing what you do. I will say I don't have that circle. There's a few people in my life that are oh yeah, this is cool, but then I'm the only one that does this. So I usually just fly solo. That's why it's mostly vlogs. The people that are in them don't really have to do anything but exist. This makes it pretty easy for me to find time to make content. The camera's always with me. I'll even take it into the restroom, I shower with my camera. The thing that is a little hard to do, again, is time to make those more planned out videos. When I do my music video thing, my fan music videos, in the larger videos, unless it's just random clips that I've accumulated over time, I have to dedicate certain parts of my days or weeks to shooting certain things. For commentary YouTubers, I reckon it's probably just dedicating some time out of the week to shoot and record and look at the topics that are relevant. But for me, it's pretty simple. I just have the camera with me and gotta dedicate some time to editing. As someone with a relatively smaller following, there isn't too much that's expected from me, so I've had a lot of room to kind of just do my thing and have fun with it. And also, having been doing this for as long as I have, I kind of just get to acquire skill over time. Why am I talking like this? Okay. If your video is worth watching, you'll have spent a decent amount of time on it. You can't really expect people to be interested if you didn't care while putting it together. And a lot of that time putting it together will be in the editing process. You might record for 20 minutes and edit for an hour. You might even record for an hour and edit for only 15 minutes to 20. That might just be you talking like this. But this is going to take me a little bit longer because I'm going to record some dumb, stupid stuff. A lot of your time is going to be spent editing. That's where you really get to show your artistry. If you're just a YouTuber, if you're not a short film maker or a filmmaker, you'll probably have a whole team. If you're a YouTuber who edits their own videos, which is probably what you'll be starting off, the amount of effort that you put into the video will dictate the quality of it when it's finally finished. Depending on the circumstances of your life, you'll have to dedicate some weird periods of time and sections of your life to making content. Towards the end of the year, I had 3 over 30-minute long videos that I was working on all at once, and I would be working in Burbank at Journeys and coming all the way over to where I live now, which is a 30-minute drive, and I'd be working late at Journeys. So I'd be up from like 10 to like 2 a.m. editing. Just depending on like your lifestyle, you might have to sacrifice some sleep to make these videos. Personally, I'm not really against grinding. Like, I feel like hard work is important. Just don't burn out, you know? Like, take care of yourself. You're not a robot. Like, have some discretion. The good thing though is that the more you do this and the more that you've done this, the better your rhythm becomes. Like now, I might put out multiple videos in 1 month, but it does not feel as like intense as editing those 3 at that time. And you also start to develop a rhythm. You like learn shortcuts to what you want to achieve visually or audibly. Like, consistency could just be posting more frequently than you were. Like, it's like running a mile in high school or middle school. It's like you learn to just pace yourself where you're not sprinting at the beginning or the end. You have like a consistent variation in speed, or just consistent speed that gets you done pretty fast. You don't need to have a video out every week unless you're gonna unless you're one of them, you don't need to do that. Just kind of have fun with it and flow, you know? Flow freely. Like, personally, I've never been as consistent as I am now. I remember back in high school, I would try to like get out a video a week, and that did not work. It only worked for like 3 weeks in a row. Summer of 2020, I planned to do like a lot of videos. That didn't happen. That's why I made a quarantine summer, which was that whole thing. Only now have I been able to just kind of come up with videos on the fly and shoot them. And it's also allowed me to do more types of videos, like the one you're watching. Shawties, let me just say, there's a lot of people on this website with a lot of these people have a lot of subscribers, and anyone can do it. That's both a blessing though and a bit of a curse. You gotta really understand that, like, this whole YouTube thing, it's chance. I mean, it really is. It's chance. And that's not to discourage you. That's to help you understand that you shouldn't put all of your eggs into this basket. Faith and hope are a real thing, and they yield some really sick results. Like, you can really vibe off of that, but just be aware that it could take time. It could also go nowhere. I mean, the subscriber count speaks for itself, you know? And the view count on the past like 5 videos that I've put out in the past 2 months also speak for themselves. But I don't do it for the views. You know, it would be sick. It'd be sick to like get views and get a return on the work that I put into this. But I've always wanted to do this. Like, the content that I make is for me and the people that are close to me. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, you know? The goal is to inspire the people of the world to spend time with the people that they love, to make great memories, to go outside and get off of YouTube, which is kind of ironic. No one really watches these. So, you know, it's whatever. You know, it inspires me to do this. I love the people in my life, you know, so I like documenting them, immortalizing our experiences via the internet. If I was only doing this for like the views or money, like I'd find it boring and depressing. Like, that's like school. I don't do math. I'm not a chemist. If there was nothing in this for me but worldly incentive, like, it'd just be lame. Like, I wouldn't want to do this, especially with the like traction that I get now. Like, why would I do it if I'm not getting what I want? And in this scenario, what I want is money and views. Like, that doesn't seem worth it to me. This is like fulfilling in my heart and like my spirit, and like I get to see the people I love and I get to spend more time with them as I'm editing, and I don't know, it's special to me. You can spend a lot of time on a video and not see any of the results that you would like, you know? Like, it'd be special if this video got 28 views in the first day. That'd be surprising, you know? But it probably won't. And you should expect to see that. If you're doing this for the right reason, you should expect, for a while at least, not see any movement. The fun thing though is that if you do get traction, and hopefully you do, I believe in you, because if you've got a dream, taking steps to live that dream is the first step in making it come true, and there's nothing that's stopping you from doing that. Sorry, I got real just now. But yeah, like after a while, if people start to find your stuff, you'll have a whole back catalog of really good content that you put a lot of yourself into that they can enjoy now. I think that's pretty cool. You don't know where this is gonna go. You could wake up one morning and now you've got 27K views on your most recent video. You got 15K on your last video that only had 6 views the day before. And then the next day you have 500 subscribers more than you did previously. And then like a week later, the algorithm is showing your video to a few other people and now you have like 1,000 subscribers. You don't know what's gonna happen. The best thing you can do though is just have fun. This one's kind of timely. I grew up in Burbank, California, which is like the behind the curtain of Hollywood. Like everything that happens in Hollywood starts in Burbank because we're just that cool. And so from a young age, I was raised in and surrounded by the film industry and people who wanted to make really cool art, showbiz, if you will. Virtually all of my childhood friends had similar dreams to me and aspirations of either music or film or internet influencer status, just like storytelling, you know? We were all storytellers. A lot of them are really good liars for that reason. And that's all inspired me so much. Like I can't take it for granted. I recognize how like blessed and privileged I am to live where I have and to have access to what I do. And so my friends, as creative as they are, have always inspired me and like been people that I've like looked to and at times even looked up to. My art consists of like I've said multiple times, like documenting these special times with the people that I love. And so all of this admiration for these people, I got to record some of it, which was really cool. But there came a time eventually where people thought that I only saw them as content. And I don't know if that was their insecurity or if they just couldn't read me right. But when the camera was off, I was always just as loving, if not more, than when it was on. Like I was consistently a good friend, someone to love and be loved by. Eventually, I got currently I'm kind of uncomfortable like vlogging with my friends sometimes because I'm like I don't want to freak these people out. I'm very intentional on asking like if these people that are really close to me are cool with being on camera. That used to be something that like I'd ask and they'd be like, yeah, sure, or whatever. It was just kind of understanding like we'd all been doing this forever, but now I'm super intent to like an uncomfortable degree for myself on asking people who are obviously consenting to be in my videos if I have their consent. I've had this realization that there's just some people I've got to separate from what I do here. I guess that's just growing pains and maturity, you know, like learning what fits where. I will say though, recently a friend of mine, they said, because I was venting about this, like how it was kind of a new feeling and new vibe that I'm getting from people, and they were like, no, I understand, like you love these people and you want to document all of us and have fun. So I thoroughly appreciate that. That was sweet. It let me know that it's okay to do this. Clearly, as you can see, there is a lot to this hobby and potential lifestyle. If I'm honest, I am kind of held back by like my nostalgia. Like I grew up on 2010 through like 2015 YouTube. So the type of content that I have been inspired by isn't really what the kids are watching these days. I don't really get TikTok. I'm working on it. I don't really get it though. I don't really get it. And I'm only 19. Like, I should be more in touch, but I'm not. So it's okay. But with all that I've said, don't be afraid. Don't let any of what I've said discourage you. It's more so to encourage you to step in and create, because there's so much that you can do that hasn't been done because it hasn't been done by you. Like, you're unique and special. So be that. There's plenty of room for your ideas, and there's someone out there who wants to and should see them. Just remember to have fun. If you want to do this, like, put a lot into it, you know, like, enjoy it. If it's something worth doing to you, you'll put some work into it. Have fun. We're all gonna die, so just, you know, try to make the best of life before you do. But that's all I've got for you today. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, drive safe and make it home.